Here we go. Today I'm talking to you about being in the storm season. That season where life is just kicking you around, life feels heavy, you're just getting rained on, tossed around nonstop, and you're like, what do I do? How am I going to get through this? What is happening? Now, I've lived a very privileged life. I'm very fortunate. So I might not be able to relate to what exactly you've been through, but I will share what has helped me and has helped people in my life get through hard times. I was sitting by the river earlier and we just got a bunch of rain. And the river just shot up in height and there's so much water just rushing through the river now. And I watched a tree get up and unrooted from the base, from the ground, from the force of this water, and about 5 trees just went flowing down the river. And I was watching. I could just feel the power behind the current that was pulling those trees, that took those trees that were so rooted in one place. That's all it knew. And here came this current, just ripping it out and completely sending it down the river into the unknown. And I put myself in that tree's shoes, just the way I think, and put some of my close friends and family in that shoes as well. And I've seen that in my life and their life, that season where it feels like the current of life comes through and completely wipes you out. Takes you from this place of familiarity, everything you knew, and throws you down the river into the current for a ride. Now you have 2 options, really, to be straightforward. You have the option to fight to go upstream, or the option to go with the current and go downstream and go with the flow. A lot of my life, when I would enter this season where everything felt hard, everything felt heavy, where I couldn't see a foot in front of me because I was so consumed in my own junk, I was always trying to just fight upstream. Keep pushing past it and ignore it. And I was missing what God was actually trying to teach me. That I was supposed to surrender and accept God's plans for me. That God has something so much greater planned for me than my plan of swimming up current my whole life. And eventually, almost by force of God, of it getting so heavy, I eventually came to the point of surrender where it's like, take me, this is what I got. I'm here. Whatever you need to do with me, guide me through this. I trust in you. But that only came from the pain. That only came from it getting so heavy, that current getting so strong, so uncomfortable within myself and within my life. And in that season, you will probably question what is happening over and over again. Why is this happening to you? Why me? And it's not something that can necessarily be understood completely in the season when you're completely consumed in it. But once you get out of it and things get clear and you get on the other side of it, it begins to make sense. Another example with the river is we never had a beach. We never had a beach at my parents' house growing up. I grew up on this little dirty Le Sueur River. Lots of good memories on there, but we never had a beach. Didn't know any better, didn't know any difference. Then eventually, one intense storm season, we got a bunch of rain. The river shot up and completely changed the layout of the river. And it wasn't a good time for a lot of people. A lot of erosion, a lot of flooding. We even lost some neighbors in the neighborhood to not their life, but they lost their house to the flooding and the erosion of the riverbanks. An extremely intense season for a lot of people. On the other side of that came this beach, this really big beach that all of our neighbors, all of our friends get to come and enjoy and make memories on. And during that season, you don't know why anything's happening or what's going on or what's going to be the effect of it. But sometimes God is testing you. Sometimes God is laying that foundation in your life, like he laid that foundation of that sand, that beach. Allow and trust in God that a foundation is being laid for your path. But if you continue to try to swim upstream and push back against God, you will miss the path and the foundation that is being laid for you. And I know it's hard to not always know what your path is, exactly how you can be of service to God. And that was the next thing I'm going to talk about with you today is the greatest tool, the greatest hack, the greatest thing you can ever do in that season, that storm season where your life feels heavy, where everything is slapping you and pushing you around and you're drowning in it. The best thing you can do is service. You would be amazed the power service brings. Service can be a big act, service can be a small act. Service can be a simple mental blessing to the person in the parking lot that you see, or the person driving by. They will never know. It can be a simple blessing like that. It can be a simple smile. It can be a simple look into someone's eyes and acknowledging their presence. It can be buying food for a person in need or donating to the homeless. Literally anything. It could be something big. But that act of service has been the one tool that continues to fill my bucket up. Whenever life gets heavy and I begin to question things, the one thing I can always rely on day in and day out is, how can I be of service? One simple act. It's one simple act I can do. One simple compliment I can give someone I see today. And build off of that energy. Not out of the need to receive external validation from the world for the person you are, but to bring love into this world, to spread your love. When you go and choose to love someone else and complete an act of service, you activate that energy within you, and it'll just become a normal thing. That will just be who you are. If you create the habit of giving someone a mental blessing every time you talk to them, or when you walk by someone, or you make eye contact with someone, that will become a habit of how you show up, and you will just be sending these little blessings all over. And you will see that this love will begin to grow within you, because that's what you're putting out there, and you will begin to receive more of that within you. It's the ultimate act. And I know it's hard, especially hard in that storm season where you don't feel abundant, where everything feels heavy, where you question everything, you can't even see in front of your face. That is when you double down and you give more. that is when you double down on God and you surrender to God and say, God, use me. Use me as a vessel, as a light, as a channel to spread your love into this physical world. Use me. Whatever you need, use me. God will present these things to you. But if you keep fighting upstream the whole time, you'll miss out on this beautiful path God is pushing you through. And once you surrender to it, man, I'm sweating like crazy right now. Once you allow God to push you down this path, things will flow effortlessly. Things will become easier, and you will stop fighting this resistance, and this resistance you feel in your life will slowly kind of disappear. The more alignment you live in, the more you follow God's path. Now, there will be pushback. There will be hard times, especially if you follow the path. But you will have the ultimate current of God behind you to get you through it. So, in that season, to wrap this up, in that season of darkness, that season where everything feels heavy, I challenge you to service, to giving to others before you worry about yourself, and watch how magical it is. Start small, build off of